Good morning, everyone. It's Lee Henson, President and Founder of AgileDad, and it's time for today's episode of the Daily Stand-Up. So without any further ado, let's get started. Today, I wanted to talk to you about something that a topic that came up in class that someone mentioned in off-site chat. So we were having an off-topic chat, and they were talking about product ownership. And they asked me, so I've heard a lot of information about internal product owners versus external product owners. Can you tell me the difference? And this caught me off guard because in my world, there's only one product owner. So I was like, I don't get it. Are you talking about like business analysts, functional analysts, people who are supporting the product owner? And this person insisted and said, no. He says, we have internal product owners and external. So I asked him to tell me the difference. Here's what I got. He says, internal product owners are the people who work within the company who own portions of a product. I said, how do they own a portion of a product? And he was like, well, he says, for example, if this product does 8 different functions, I have 8 different product owners, one for each function. So that way they can control that part of the backlog. I was like, oh, I said, so who's the external product owner? And he said, the external product owner was the recipient of the end product because they owned the product when they purchased it, because this wasn't a software type application. So it caught me off guard because I wasn't ready for that, right? I wasn't ready for somebody to say, hey, we've got 100 product owners. And it begged for me to teach that, is there ever a situation where you have both internal and external product owners? And the answer is, there is. Although many people don't want to teach this or don't believe it or try to protest against it, it doesn't matter how hard you protest or how high you hold your sign. There are such things as internal and external product owners. So an internal product owner is someone who is internal, for example, to a consulting group. And that internal product owner is responsible for making sure that the team or team members within that group are doing the things that they're being asked to do. And they keep a backlog or running list of all the things that group or team would need to do in order to be effective and in order to continue doing business. An external product owner would be someone who represents the end client's needs, who maybe is part of the team of individuals that you are consulting with. So if you're consulting with ABC company, the product owner for ABC would be your external product owner. They're external to your company, but they're still the product owner. And they're serving you with information that you have to take in. But the truth is, they're not the only product owner potentially that could be serving those teams with things to do. So because there could be multiple product owners that are surveying and giving those teams things to do from multiple different places in the organization or from multiple different organizations, if you're within a coaching or consulting group, there's a risk that you could have multiple product owners, in which case there should be an internal product owner that works at the top of the funnel, that accepts all the inbound work, that vets through it, sees where we are, and helps us get organized in such a way that we can swarm and attack that work and get it done so we can deliver value quickly. So with that being the case, I hear some people already cringing and grinding their teeth saying, whoa, that doesn't sound right. Or, can't we have a better way of doing that? And the answer is, once again, yes, there is a better way. So the better way is to understand the difference between a product owner and a stakeholder. So a stakeholder has the ability to provide advice, provide counsel, to talk about, to give us information that's going to help us gain insights that we can build the right product or service. Now, that person who is a key stakeholder or stakeholder could be a product owner from the company that we're servicing. So in my opinion, the sponsor who's paying us and that key stakeholder could both act in a role of product ownership in the external company, but they should never be referred to as the product owner for our team that we have here. With that being said, if it was all one company, going back to that, could you have this scenario? And the answer is really no. Inside of a single company, oftentimes what I've seen is with very large products or services, you could have multiple product owners, but then there's always a chief product owner that sits the helm that governs and helps be a tiebreaker when critical decisions need to be made. And that person usually comes from the business. They usually come from that side of the house so that they can provide that valuable information. Now, that's not to say that you still shouldn't have, internal coordination, I guess is a better way to put it. In my world, the one thing that I always try to say is you should have representation from 3 different areas. The first area you need representation from is the consumer, obviously, the person who's going to be the end recipient of your product or service. And I title that person as a business analyst. You can title them whatever you want. I just call them a BA. The second representation you need is someone who strategically understands the direction of what we're trying to do with our product or service and what we're trying to do as an organization. I tag that person as a functional analyst because they need to functionally understand and strategically understand how we're trying to build a product and why. And then, of course, there's a technical analyst, and that person represents the team's best interest to make sure that we have architecture and infrastructure in place to support the things that we're trying to build, and that it makes sense going forward to continue down the path that we're going and not deviate. Because sometimes it's better to deflect. Sometimes it's better for us to shift off of a path and try something new. So with those three analysts, I want to be clear, I am not condoning or endorsing product ownership by committee. I feel like those analysts should have a chance to speak to the internal product owner and provide valuable information, but that the end decision should always lie with that internal product owner. So with that being the case, is there such a thing as an external product owner in that organization? And the answer is no. There are many stakeholders who can provide information and can help the product owner make critical decisions, but the product owner must stand on their own to make the critical choices. Whether it's hard or easy is a different question, but they still have to stand up and make those decisions. Now, the one thing that I do believe, though, and I want to make sure I push this hard, is that no product owner should ever make decisions in a silo. I don't want a product owner to try to force their way into deciding whether something's right or wrong if they're not familiar with it. I certainly don't want product owners who are making decisions based on their own personal knowledge from 10 years ago. I've seen that happen. I just feel like the product owner needs to be informed. They need to be updated. They need to have the latest information, and they need to really have their head around what they're trying to do. And I think that if you really want to get to the crux of product ownership, the answer isn't so much in the product owner organizing the teams or the product owner organizing the schedule. The key to successful product ownership is having a product owner that can break down the work into small, concise chunks and organize the work in such a way that the teams can swarm and complete the work. And I truly believe that no product owner can do this by themselves, that they're going to need to lean on other individuals for information. And this might be where this whole concept of internal versus external came from, because I applaud the effort to make sure that they had everyone involved and to make sure they got key pieces of information before they proceeded to build something. But I also feel like even if you had that information, if everyone feels like they're a product owner, that's going to cause your backlog to go awry pretty quick. So you want to make sure that they understand that they're not an actual product owner, but that their information, their opinion is valued and important, so that they can understand and so that they can work with you both on that project and into the future. So there you have it. If you have questions about product ownership or you want to learn more, reach out to us. Learn more at AgileDad.com. We'd love to set you up with a quick call or maybe some coaching or some training, whatever you need. We also offer product owner certification, so we're happy to talk to you about all those different things. It's important for us. One of the keys to business agility is making sure we have solid product ownership. So we encourage you, reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.